because I got to moderate what I say sometimes because of YouTube and the algorithm that it picks up. Because I'll be talking about the banking system around the world, and with the turmoil that's going on currently, I got to moderate what. There you go, all set. Let me just share the link now. Copy and paste. There you go. Thank you, guys. There's the link there ready to go. So let's start. So many of us are existing right now. We try to make, we try to live normal lives, I would think, considering what's happening around the world. But besides what's happening around the world, there's a lot happening in our banking space. So the person who invited you on the call invited you to share this information with you. Number one, the reason why we're going to share it with you, because your banker is not going to tell you this, your financial advisor is not going to tell you this, and people who know about this don't want you to know. Okay, that's basically it, especially those who comes from a centralized payment industry. So what am I talking about? Today, I'm talking about something called XRP. So what is XRP? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what you're looking at is called the coin market cap. It's a consolidation of all the cryptos around the world. As you can see, XRP is up almost 5% for this week. Okay, and this is during a war. Today, it's up 33%, 3.2 billion up in the last 24 hours. And the market cap is up 4.48%. As you can see, there's a huge jump here, huge green candle, shall we say. And today's price of XRP is $1.42. Now, for those of you who are probably wondering, Shane, what has that got to do with me on this call? It's got to do with a payment system. Now, I want to explain this because a lot of people don't understand how we got a hold of this bot and why is it so important. So last year, I was invited to meet this president from Central African Republic, okay? And what he was doing is basically tokenizing all his resources onto Web3. In long story short, all his precious metals, the couplings like this was given to us. So this is some of the stuff that they put out from the ground. So what he's doing is tokenizing it. That means putting it on the blockchain and you can buy the tokens. So even for the infrastructure in terms of hospitals, you can buy the token for that hospital. And when the hospital starts making profit, you get a percentage. It's called RWA, real world assets. So last year I was going through RWA products and I was looking at it, and that's when I was invited. Now, very, very interesting thing. There were a whole lot of bankers from Dubai, from Europe, as well as blockchain experts, obviously there to meet the president, etc. And we spoke a lot on how he wants to do it. And me personally, so let me just click mute. So me personally, I was kind of intrigued because we come from Africa, right? And Africa is a bit slow when it comes to the blockchain. And that's me with the president right here. As you can see, I am wearing my Bitcoin cap as usual, just t-shirt and my jeans and my tackies. And I was sticking out like a sore thumb because these other guys wear like black tie events at a gala dinner. So I was approached by a lot of people from around the world, came up to me and asked me what I do in the space. And I told them I'm a Bitcoin guy. And they were talking about XRP. The buzzword in the room was XRP, on how these tokens are going to be on the XRP ledger. Now, I know I'm talking a whole lot of jargon for those of you who don't know. Basically, it's the blockchain and they're tokenizing their products. And I said, I like it, but I'm a Bitcoin guy. There you go. I had blinkers on. So I advise you, for those of you on this call, I want you to keep an open mind, because what I'm about to show you is really, really mind-blowing only if you allow that information to go through. So because I'm a Bitcoin guy, I was like, I like what these guys are doing, but it's not for me because I didn't understand what was XRP at the time, just like some of you. So my job today on this call is to educate you, to make you understand where it is and where it is going, okay? Then you'll understand why that price is going up. Now, we spoke, they came up to me, XRP, I left Dubai, I came home, I made some friends, he's on this call, Mr. DMA. He calls me up in September, this was July, September he calls me up, Shane, I'm here in Johannesburg meeting some business partners regarding the XRP bot. I said, good for you, enjoy. Then he calls me up, Shane, I'm going to be in Durban when we're in Dubai. You did tell me that, you would like to host me, so I'm going to be in Durban. No problem. We spoke, took him out. What are you doing here? This is a bot. This is what it does. Oh, very nice, but not for me because I'm a Bitcoin guy. Okay? This was September. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what happened in October. This is all talking about 6 months ago. Absa Bank, South Africa. This is Absa's website under corporate banking, investment banking. Absa Bank partners with Ripple. Now, Ripple is the company, XRP is the token. 15th of October, 1 month after this guy already left. And this is the time FOMO hit me, fear of missing out, because, ladies and gentlemen, whatever the bankers were talking about in July was happening right now in South Africa. Now I was like almost kicking myself because why didn't I make that conversation? Why wasn't I privy to that conversation to ask, get more information? That is why I'm saying you need to keep an open mind to what I'm showing you, because you are about to go to your own journey. You are about to research your own stuff. And once you go down this rabbit hole, you are going to be pleasantly surprised. So I also did some homework and I found out that the list of institutions that are using and adopting XRP, this is of March 2025. We got Japan, SBI Holdings, guys, 1.6 trillion yen. This is around 10 billion in Ripple. UAE, Ripple. UAE, Ripple. Japan again. USA. PNC Financial Services, USA. American Express. You guys know you have American Express cards. Standard Chartered. UK, Spain, Australia, South Korea, Saudi Arabia, Vietnam, Russia, South Korea. Okay, now because I saw we got somebody from Canada here, let's check Canada. Are they pro Ripple that your government is not telling you about? Ripple announced new partnerships in Canada. Oh, there you go, Canada. If you're in the house, the famous word of notorious BIG. If you don't know, now you know. Canada is really, really going into it, XRP. Okay. So I just thought I'd share that with you. Now, look at this, what I found out. Okay, I want you guys to understand I'm doing this live. It's not something that I've got a AI PDF that's been created. I'm going directly to Binance websites. I'm going to CoinDesk websites. I'm going to basically all the top leading crypto bloggers and I would say supporters out there. Ripple back custody secures 280 million, right? Now look at the words that they use here, okay? Look at the words that they use here. Diamond tokenization. Now, when I looked at this was exactly what the president was doing, was putting his natural resources on the blockchain. And that's what Dubai is doing. This is February 2026. Guys, 1 month ago. And then I found this out. And license. Ripple full SE and EU basically means Europe Union e-money license in Luxembourg. So basically Ripple global license count has now surpassed 75. Now, here's my point. My point is, what on earth are all these banks doing? Why are they moving to XRP? Why are these companies tokenizing their resources on XRP? Why does Europe, the whole of Europe Union, has now given Ripple the banking license? And it's only $1.46. So my thinking is, there's something heavy that's going on in the payment system. While it's $1.46, let me accumulate how much XRP right now. Now, how many of you accumulated Bitcoin at $2? Anybody? Nobody? How many of you accumulated BNB at $2? Anybody? Nobody? Ethereum at $2? Anybody? Nobody? Exactly. Now, there is no excuse. So let me show you how this bot works and how you accumulate XRP, because this next part is going to be absolutely amazing, because I'm going to show you how to acquire XRP. Now, this is called the ZAB Club. What does ZAB mean? X means for XRP, A is for AI, and B is for bot. Yeah, right? Where you grow your XRP. Now, I'm not here to give you financial advice. I'm here to give you a whole lot of breadcrumbs, just like Hansel and Gretel, for you to go and do your own research. Go and look at Ripple and XRP and ask yourself, why is it doing that in the market now currently? Now, we all know about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is an asset token. You buy, hold long term. Ethereum technology token. You build dApps, decentralized finance, meme coins, the metaverse, all that is on Ethereum. And XRP is your banking coin. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if I just told you banking coin, it would have made sense to you. Am I right? Now that I showed you what EU is doing, what Dubai is doing, what our countries are doing, you kind of get a picture that it is a banking coin. So the question is, how do we make money from XRP? When was it created? June 2012. It's used by banks. It's created to replace the SWIFT banking system. And this is the CEO, Mr. Brad Garlinghouse. He is at the moment in the White House. They signed something called the Clarity Bill, and I think they're coming close to it. But that's why we see the spike in crypto. Yet there's a war going on. Now, what is SWIFT banking? This is SWIFT banking. SWIFT banking payment system was created in 1973, 50 years ago. It was good when money was cash. Take your money to the bank, tell accounts of money, put it through. However, now the banks are going digital. So the SWIFT payment system is very, very slow. There's 11,500 banks that are part of the SWIFT payment system. So SWIFT payment system basically means it allows each country around the world to communicate financially. So if you're sending money to China, you need to have a SWIFT code. Then it takes 2 to 3 business days to go across. Now, how is it that it takes an email a couple of seconds, but it takes money so long? Because the SWIFT payment system is very, very slow in that terms. Okay, understood? Now, here's the political side of me that's coming out. Let's go to the regions that's adopting XRP, because I think this is important for you to draw your attention to. Okay, so this here, what you're seeing is a list of institutions that are using currently, but this is regional adoption approval. So UAE, Saudi Arabia, Brazil, Mexico, Europe, India, Japan, Australia, South Korea, Africa, they are adopting it. They are all approved. Now, let's look at countries and regions showing potential future adoption. Middle East, Latin America, Africa, Southeast Asia. Anybody noticed anything about those countries? Now, I'm going to join the dots for you. Russia invaded Ukraine, right? America said, we're putting sanctions on you. When a country is under sanctions, what do they mean? What do they do? They cut off the SWIFT payment system. That means nobody can trade with Russia. Russia cannot trade with any other country. So they basically isolate you from the whole banking system around the world. Now, in the case of Russia, 300 billion of bonds and treasuries were actually frozen in USA. Now, these countries, Middle East, Latin America, Africa, Southeast Asia, and Canada, yes, Canada, I've been watching what's going on. They want to adopt you as a 51st state and all of that. I'm not a politician, but what I'm saying is there's something going down politically in the world. So what these countries are doing, they're saying, whoa, hold on. We are also dealing with the USA. If we don't conform, that means they can put sanction on us and basically cut off our SWIFT payment system. That means we cannot trade with the rest of the world. That means our residents and our citizens cannot buy something from another country because we don't have a SWIFT payment system. They did it to Venezuela. They did it to Libya. Well, Iran always had sanctions for the last 50 years, so let's not count Iran there. Then we've got, he spoke about Spain, and then now Russia. So these countries, Middle East, Latin America, Africa, and South Asia, they're making alternate means. They're finding a way, how can we move away from the SWIFT payment system to another payment system? Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to listen to what I'm saying. You are witnessing something that's happening right now at this time. At this moment, the banks are pivoting to something else. And the coin that they're going to be using is XRP, which is only $1.46. So how many do you want before the trillion starts pouring into XRP? How many do you want before trillion starts coming in? Because when the bank starts using to send money across, they need to pay fees, and the fees on the ledger needs to be paid with XRP. So banks need to hold a whole lot of XRP to accommodate something called gas fees. And imagine if you guys own some of that. Let's talk. Let's show you how this works. Now that you got a very, I think I shouted at some of you, because I want you guys to understand how powerful this is. I can't play this down. I can't talk with this under my nose and say, guys, imagine if I told you this, if I didn't think this is about, guys, the SWIFT payment system is when the banks transfer money, but we have to show you exactly how to. Nobody's going to listen. This is important, guys. You need to listen, because this information your bank manager will not tell you. This information your financial advisor will not tell you. Your broke uncle down the street will tell you to stay from Bitcoin. He's not going to tell you this. If you want to take financial advice from somebody, make sure that they're qualified to give you that advice. What have they done in that space? Did they learn the blockchain? Did they read the blockchain or learn blockchain at least for 100 hours? Then you take their advice. Now, for me, let's assume I don't know anything about blockchain. No, nothing. Does APSA know something? Does American Express know something? Does Standard Chartered know something? Does Mahindra India private banking know something? Does Santander UK and Spain know something? Think. So let's move on. What's our game plan, ladies and gentlemen? Now that you know the importance, what is the game plan? SWIFT, old, 50 years old, very slow, very expensive, very confusing. XRP, new technology, blockchain, nothing can be muted. Nobody can put their fingers in here. They can in here, but not in here. Very fast, 1,500 transactions per second. With SWIFT, one transaction times 72 hours. You get the picture. Free, virtually free, transparent. Banks are going digital, and SWIFT doesn't cut it. They need something faster with digital. That is why XRP. Now, if XRP takes over 25%, just 25% of the SWIFT network, 25% of the 11,500, ladies and gentlemen, who wants to know how many banks are on the SWIFT network at the moment? You don't know? Okay, let's look. Let's type, how many banks are partnered with Ripple? Let's go. 300 financial institutions. 300, ladies and gentlemen. How many banks are on SWIFT? Okay, I don't normally do this, but just for you guys to see. 11,500 banks, financial institutions, corporate organizations across over 200 countries and territories. Now, what we say, if XRP just takes 25% that pushes the price of XRP to $10,000. 10,000 smackaroos. Today, how much it is? Let's take you back. $1.42. How much it's going to be if you take over 25%? $10,000. The question is to you guys, how many XRP do you want? Put it in the chat. How many XRP do you want? If you take 100, well, 100,000, not bad. Zaf, I need you with your calculator. You know that I'm going to be calling out some numbers. How many XRP do you want? Put it in the chat now. How many XRP do you want? It's only $1.46. How many do you want? Claim it, guys. You see, when you put action, let me talk to you about the law of attraction in universe. When you put energy, when you put vibration, every time you move, every time you write it down, when your hand moves in motion, you're creating an effect. When you're typing out, you're creating an effect. You're showing intent. When you show intent, the law of attraction, the energy, the frequency goes on. So type in the chat, how many do you want before it goes to 10,000? Because we are about to make some millionaires. Let's go. Let's talk about how to earn. Okay. We're saying here, If XRP goes to just $10, and if we help you accumulate 100,000, that would make you $1 million US. Who could live with that? By December 2026, ladies and gentlemen, look at this graph. During a war, look at this. And you know what they call this here? They call it forming a support. You see, when it goes sideways like this, it's forming a support. The next thing, it'll test lower and goes up. Now, it tested 132 during the peak of the war. When it started on Saturday, it tested 130, 135 was the lowest. It went to 132 and shot back up. This is the baseline. You are getting it at rock bottom prices. Basically, it's on sale at the moment. Okay, we help you get 100,000 and it goes up to $10. Leave $10,000, leave 5,000, leave 1,000, leave $100. We say, for argument, it goes up to just $10 by end of this year, and you have 100,000, $1 million. Type in a double portion for me, please. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I'm saying. For some of you who have a problem believing that you're a millionaire in your mind already, which a lot of you do, and the reason I say that with no disrespect, but it's basically how you've been programmed. Every one of us is programmed in a certain way. The conversation that we had when we were in school, the conversation we have with our bosses, the conversation we have around the dinner table when we get home. How many of, like today, my daughter's conversation was, Dad, I need to have a look at the bots because I need to take more bots because she wants a G63, right? So I told her, you want a G63, you put the numbers on the board. Let's go. I want to see exactly what you do. Because to get to 100,000, and she's only 16 years old, to get to 100,000, your G63 costs you less than $1 million. So let's talk. See, the conversation with her compared to somebody else, how they talk to the children is two different things. So when I talk to you and I say $1 million, maybe, just maybe your mind is shutting off. So let me intrigue you. Let's say we get you $1,000 XRP. 1,000 XRP. If it goes to $10, that's $10,000. That means you made 160,000 Rand by December. Enough for a nice holiday, pay off some debts, I would assume. What if you accumulate 10,000? If you accumulate just 500, so we said 100,000. If we're saying if you connect 50,000 XRP at $10 each, that is $500 million. Baba, dollars. How are we in Canada? Canada, does that sound good to you, Canada? What would you do with $500,000? I want this to sink in. I want you to close your eyes. I want you to picture you having that, because it is achievable now, because the banks are moving in that direction. It's $1.46 and it's time to take action. So what you're seeing here is real. Okay? So let's show you. Let's move on. How to earn XRP and make money. Welcome to our bot. This is our bot that's going to trade for you, arbitrage trading. Okay? Now, it's based on a win-win model. As you can see here, multiple exchanges in real time, detect the price variation in XRP, rapid automated win trades only, speed and prosecution, buy low and sell a high. In other words, I want to give you an example. See, there's 100 exchanges out there, all sell XRP. Boom, 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 boom. You can go into Luno, you can go into Binance, you can go into Coinbase, right? But this bot works with only 4. We work with Coinbase, we work with Binance, we go with Kraken and Bitstamp. Okay, Bitsmart. What happens is this bot scans each and every exchange sells XRP, but some exchanges is slightly lower than the others, maybe a couple cents, maybe a cent, maybe 10 cents, 15 cents. As soon as the bot scans that, it buys from the exchange that's lower, it sells higher, and it gives you the profit. Now, when I use the word trading, and I need to clarify this, when I use the word trading, a lot of people are so used to trading is when you put in a buy and wait for the market to go up, and then you take your profit. And if you don't take your profit, the market turns and it goes below your buy, that means you blow your account and your money is lost. Here we are not trading on that chart. We're just buying from one exchange and selling to another exchange. Everybody understand that? Give me a thumbs up if you understand what I'm saying. That's called arbitrage trading. It's not new, it's old. This is the guy, the man behind it. He's the CEO of the company, and he's the designer of the bot, Dr. Jack Von Muller. He's got his PhD in aeronautical engineering. He creates drones for, I'm not going to say who, but he's a very, very smart man based in Belgium. Okay, so how does this work? Your bot gives you up to 1% 6 days a week. If you look at the numbers, I'm saying around 20% a month. So let's just work with 20% a month. Okay. Now, how much does it cost you? Well, you can start off with a little as 11 XRP. Okay. 11 XRP. Now, I'm not going to use 11 XRP as a benchmark because I'll be doing you a disfavor. Why? Because you'll treat it like an 11 XRP business. We want to get you to 100,000 XRP. So you need to see where you can come in. Go back and look at your banking system and say how much of XRP can afford, because I know it's going to go to 10,000. You understand what I'm saying? You're accumulating an asset that's going up in value. Now, when you take a bot for 100 XRP, okay, 100 XRP, magical things happen for you. And I'm going to explain to you right now. Let me stop the screen here. Anything below 100 XRP, any amount below, even if it's 99, 98, 52, you can, there's no set packages. It all depends how many XRP, because this is a smart contract on a blockchain. It's immutable, and you're giving a command when anything is on a blockchain. So you're commanding the robot, this is the amount of XRP I have, go and trade for me. That will give you up to 1% a day. Anything below 100, you'll make 300%. So whatever XRP you have, times it by 3. Easy to understand? So it gives you up to 1% a day until it gives you 3 times the amount. So if you come into 10 XRP, it's going to give you 30 XRP output. If you come with 20 XRP, it's going to give you 60 XRP. You understand that? Everybody understands that? However, if you come with 100 and above, it gives you 400% return. So your 100 XRP now becomes 400 XRP. Then you can buy 4 more bots to give you another 400% each. In that way, you will reach 100,000 in a very, very quick time frame. Very quick. You understand? Now, for those of you who takes the bot that's under 100 XRP, every Tuesday, you got to activate your bot. That means you got to do something. Log on and activate your bot, because you earn 6 days a week. So today is Tuesday. Everybody who has below 100 XRP, they have to activate the bot. Who wants to see how to activate a bot? Stick around. I'm going to show you the end, because I haven't activated my bot today. I was waiting for this call, so I'm going to do that in front of you. Let's recap. Anything below 100 XRP gives you 300%, and you have to activate your bot on the Tuesday. Anything above 100 XRP, you don't activate your bot on the Tuesday, and it gives you 400%. Easy to understand? Great. Let's move on to the next slide. Now, this is for the people with 99 and below. Okay, you need to activate the bot every Tuesday. I'll show you how to do that. So your payouts are done on the smart contract. That means everything here is Web3 based. Every single thing is Web3 based. Why? Some of you may not understand what this means. This means that we're not waiting for somebody on the other end to execute your payment for you every time you decide to withdraw. This is a computer program that's coded on the smart contract to pay you every time you click withdraw. Understand? Good. Let's move on. So I want to stop there. The reason I want to stop there is because I need to talk to another set of people. Okay. So for those of you who like being passive, you're either busy at work, you don't like being on Zooms, or whatever excuse you give yourself, but you want to collect XRP, make a decision whether you want 99 and below. Then every Tuesday you click on the bot and you only make 300%, or 100 and above, you make 400%, and you don't need to activate your bot. Now, the next part is for those people who say, Shane, I love this idea. I want to take it to the next level. Talk to me, because I know some of my friends and family would love this idea. So guys, our CEO, Jack Van Miller, didn't want to take this out the affiliate marketing route. Why? Because he's an engineer. His brain only works one way. This product, I want to repeat this, please make note. This product wasn't meant for us. This product is meant for corporates and for the banking system. Because the price of XRP is low, we can get it for $17 or 350 Rand. But when XRP goes to $100 and the minimum is 11 XRP, that shows you need $1,100 to be a part of this. If you're in South Africa, that's close to about 17,000, 18,000 Rand. So I don't want you to look at this as a cheap business because it's all in your head. The reason why it's cheap because XRP is low. You understand that? Because people did the same mistake with Bitcoin. They did the same mistake with BNB, and they did the same mistake with Ethereum. They thought it was too cheap to buy in the beginning, and then suddenly it's thousands of dollars, and they were hoping, kicking themselves if they had at least one. Do not fall for that. Now, think of this as your bank. How does a bank work? A bank employs staff. When anybody walks in the bank, hey man, do you want a savings account? We give 5% a year. And then you could get a MasterCard for you to draw out the card at the ATM. You guys know that line, right? Hey man, do you want a 5-year, let me show you this. Do you want a 5-year investment? After 5 years, we will give you just 7% for the whole year. You guys know that story, right? And then you could get a card like this here, where you could withdraw your money from the ATM. Ladies and gentlemen, you are your own bank because you're going to be getting your own MasterCard. Now listen to this. I want you to close your eyes and picture you as the bank manager. This is your franchise. Yes, you got this bot, but now you need the clients to come in because you want to give them 20% a month, not 7% for the year, right? Every time those clients swipe this card at any ATM with the MasterCard, you're going to earn a percentage as fees from this card, just like the banks. You remember when you use your bank at the ATM, you're either paying a withdrawal fee or you're paying a monthly fee that allows you X amount of withdrawals. So you are the bank. You got your clients. You go through your phone book, say, who would like my bot? XYZ. Okay, let's get them on the call. You understand what I'm saying? So you need to think of you're the bank manager and you're going to get clients for your banks. Now, this is not for those people who want to be passive. This is for the entrepreneurs. This is people who said, Shane, I had a very, very shitty 2025. I'm looking for a plan B online business for 2026. And what better business where we have a product that the whole world wants. The banks want your product. Our product is what? XRP. What is your service? Your service you're providing is the bot. Right? So you got a product that the whole world wants. Now check this out. Your first layer of clients come in. They say, oh, I like this. I want to start with 10 XRP because time is very, very difficult. I only got 350 there. No problem, come. Once they buy the XRP, they activate the bot, you make 8% from them. Then they accumulate more funds. They say, look, instead of my money being in the bank and earning 7% for the year, I think 20% of the month is pretty good. So instead of putting this in my savings account, I want another bot. You make another 8%. Every time they take a bot, you can have unlimited bots, 8%, 8%, 8%, 8%, 8%, 8%, 8%. Who likes the idea of that? Do the work once and get paid over and over and over and over and over again. Why? Why, ladies and gentlemen? They want 100,000 XRP. So they need more bots. Do the work once, get paid over and over and over and over again. Just like Michael Jackson. Sorry, I'm trying to do Michael Jackson. He's already made his soul rest in peace. But every time his music played, Billie Jean is not my lover, his estate still gets paid every time the song is played. Royalties. Yeah? 8%, 8%, 8%, 8%. Now that person wants to open up their own franchise. Maybe they're from Cape Town, Johannesburg. When they decide to take this bot and run with it, they're going to get their own referral link, website, etc. When they decide to run with it, you have no idea that they want to open this up in Cape Town. They will get 8% from their customers. You get 2% from them. And yet you don't know who those people are. So every time that person, call him John, takes a bot, your friend in Cape Town makes 8%, 8%, 8%, 8%, 8%, 8%. You make 2%, 2%, 2%, 2%, 2%, 2%. And if you have 50 people, you're making 50 times 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. That 50 people show 2 people each. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. That's how the banks work, ladies and gentlemen. That's how we work, except this is on a blockchain, genealogy, everything all set for us. Now that I got your attention as a business idea, let's move on because this is how the whole thing works, right? So let me just close that up. Tell me if you can see my screen. Now let's go back to the compensation plan. 4 incomes. First of all, 8%. I already told you, right? Anybody you bring into the business and you show them the bot, you are going to get 8%. Anybody in your second level, 2%. Level 3 to 6, 1%. Level 7 to 20, 0.5%. By the time it's reached this level, you got over 500,000 people in your business. 500,000 people using the cards. Think big, ladies and gentlemen. Your team volume goes to 1,000 XRP. They want 100,000. We're just talking about 1,000 XRP. This is unlimited levels deep. Somebody in your 55th level sitting in Dongoma, sitting somewhere in Russia, decides to come in with 500 XRP. Guess what? You can earn 6% of 1,000. Once your volume goes up to another 1,000, why? Because they are opening up franchises, banking franchises. They're getting new people coming in using the bot, or they're buying new bots. So your volume keeps going up. Every time it reaches 1,000, you earn another 6%. Every time it hits 1,000, you make another 6%. If you don't want 1,000, you can wait until it reaches 2,500, you make 7%. If you don't happy with that, you wait for it to hit 5,000, you get 8%, 9% of 10,000. Let me show you. I'm here at the moment. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to show you my back office, show you in real time exactly what I've done. And maybe, just maybe, I may inspire some of you to become a millionaire, just like the rest of the guys on this call who's becoming a millionaire. If you're becoming a dollar millionaire for this year, 2026, I would say I'm looking at June, July to hit a dollar millionaire. But let's just say December. Can you type a me in the chat? Dollar millionaire. Where's the dollar millionaires at? So I'm just clicking sign in. They're going to email me my OTP. Once I get my OTP, I'll just put it into this here. 625. Oopsie days. 625. 616. Submit. All the me's, all the me's. Remember, guys, anything we put out to the universe, comes back to you. It's a frequency, it's a vibration. So when did I get started? Let's play it for you guys. So I started with 10 XRP. 10 XRP. I brought my wife into the business. I earned 400%. Now, here's what's nice, right? The company says this. I never tell you, this is a really, really good. You know what the company told me? I said, right, I spoke to the CEO, I spoke to the operations manager. I did all my due diligence in the back end. I said, right, I'm ready to rock and roll. You know what they told me? Shane, if you bring in somebody in this business, even if it's 10 XRP, okay? Now just say some of you now who comes into 10 XRP, you just bring one person to the business, you also have an opportunity to make 400%. I said, oh, okay, that's awesome. And then they told me, if they have double your volume, that means they come into 20 XRP, we will give you up to 2% for 45 days. I said, are you serious? Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, I came into 10, my wife came into 20 XRP, it was double my volume, or you could have just two people who 10 each, because you're growing the business, right? So I made 40 XRP and all kept at 400%, 400%, 400%, 400%. I got started on the 31st of October. Why, ladies and gentlemen, 31st of October? Because I read this article on the 15th of October and I got scared out of my life that I didn't want to lose out. So I'm not yet to frighten you, but for your chance to make $1 million, better go for it. So how do we activate the bot? Remember I told you every Tuesday we activate the bot? So I did 2 or 3 presentations today. I activated this. So let me show you how you activate. All you got to do to make money on a Tuesday, if you are taking less than 100, you got to tap this bot. You got to click submit. You got to click yes. The bot goes blue. There's 2236. And it starts to wave its hands. Can you see that? Let's activate this bot. Can you see it's white? It's sad, like it's going for a funeral. We need to wake him up. You tap him. You submit, not slap him. You submit. You click yes. And then what happens? Starts trading for you. Can you see? This Sonic here is 2% for 45 days. I've got 25 days remaining. That means I'm going Sonic. How do you earn airdrops? So tomorrow my airdrops will start coming in. It shows you right here under airdrops how much you're earning. I decided to open up my franchises all over the world. I launched different African countries. Who wants to see my numbers today? 851 registered, 509 active members, and my volume is 32,000. Now, I just want to see my volume for today. What's my volume for today sitting at? You guys can analyze all of this. It's a proper... Guys, who's watching this? Today's volume only is 1,000 XRP. Remember I told you, in one day I could claim 6%, 6%, because I'm averaging around 1,000 XRP volume a day. Now, check this out. If I want to claim that, I go here to claim bonus. Of this volume, it says here, based on your team volume, you can claim, my claim volume is 31,086. I get 10%. Why 10%, ladies and gentlemen? Let's recap. I'm Ruby, 10% of anything above 20,000. Okay? So I can make 3,198. I can claim. You see it says claim. If I hit this button here, this will be paid out to me right now. And what I told you guys, 1,000 for the whole year. Yesterday, Monday, was 9 weeks. I got started in October. I never did a single thing because I was testing the system. I got started this in January. In 9 weeks, I made 3,198. Okay, call it 3,200. But with my level bonus and my airdrops, there's another 716. 716 plus how much I said? I can't remember now. 7 plus 8. Let's call it 4,000, right? 4,000 XRP. So XRP versus ZA, 4,000 XRP. 91,000 Rand in 9 weeks. 91, and I did this with 400 Rand once off. Who wants a business with, now it's 350 Rand because you can see the price is lower. Who wants to start a business with 350? Follow what I did and make 90,000 Rand in 2 months. Who likes that? Let's look at Canadian dollar. Canadian dollar, 4,000. 7,660 Canadian dollars. I'm not sure whether that's enough for you guys or whether that's a lot, but for somebody to earn that in 2 weeks in South Africa, that's a lot. Okay, so now I want to share something with you that I don't normally share. Let's see if this video is opened. Then you guys, the video is not open. Sorry guys, it was a bit of a mission for me to open it the last time. Who wants to see that bot trading in real time? Not real time, well, it's a recording because obviously I don't have access to the back office. Type in me in the chat if you want to see this. Trade running in real time. There you go. I think I found it, guys. I have found it. Who wants to see a video of, I need to go to the chat to see who wants to see it. Because if nobody, so Cressida wants to, Tracy A, since you're from Canada, this is for you, my dear. This is, since you are from Canada, Tracy, I'm assuming female, right? Okay, this is our CEO. I am going to, oh, sorry guys, I got to stop this from YouTube because there's some sensitive information that I need to share. Sorry, YouTubers, if you're seeing this, get in touch with the person invited you to the call and they'll be able to get a hold of me and I'll be able to do the Zoom, but this cannot go out.